Larry Snoove asks, do you think a level of fakeness is necessary for corporate success? Being able to put up that fake smile as a small example, or is it more so that successful people have a different disposition? It's a mixture of both. It's a mixture of both. Fakeness can also be replaced with adaptation. Adaptation. There's something called in the military the failure to adapt, and has nothing to do with your happiness or your face and whether or not you smile. It has to do with what is required in this environment to stay in this environment. What does this environment call for? What are the rules of engagement in this environment? If I show up to work dressed like this and it's Monday morning and I'm not on leave and I'm not at PT, the rules of engagement say you should do this. You should be in uniform. But if I back to your question before I go on that tangent, fakeness, replace the word fakeness with adaptation. It's something I'm learning to do today, even now, every day, is adapt to my environment. Don't try to judge it, because fakeness is a judgment. It's a judgment. Fakeness is an opinion. Adaptation is a decision based on an end goal. If you think about where your goal is when you approach a job, when you approach a position, when you approach an interview, you're thinking about what is required for me to get in this environment and stay there. It's why people prepare to go to Africa, the plains of Africa. You'll just show up. No, you don't just show up. You prepare. You prepare to deploy. They don't just grab you all out of tech school and just like, get your behind out there and serve a little bit. No. Sometimes a smile is called for, even if you're not feeling like you should smile. What's a smile worth if you could trade that for 60 grand a year, 100 grand a year? $10,000 bonus. What is that smile worth? A couple muscles in your face? It's quite a bit of muscles in your face, but sometimes the barrier to a man approaching you is a smile. I don't deal with women that don't smile. You don't got to do anything you want to do, but why would I go out of my way to approach someone who appears to be angry? Looks can be deceiving. Cool. But you get my point. Sometimes, being unapproachable is a barrier to what you want. Has nothing to do with the opponent or the obstacle or the actual end goal. Sometimes if you're not approachable, you're missing out on what you want. I tell the story about when I was at the Pentagon looking for the career assistant advisor, trying to get some advice, trying to get put on. I'm like, bro, I'm trying to cross train, bro. Talk to me. I'm trying to find the career assistant advisor. He walks past my desk and what, bro? I'm like, lobby closed, finance closed, bro. We closed, bro. That's him. Luckily, my supervisor stopped him and said, yo, this Isaiah, you trying to cross train, whatever. But the fact that I was acting, I was the barrier to my own success. A lot of people have pride, and that's what you really have to address in your question is, am I being prideful in pursuit of what I want? Do I have a sense of entitlement? I'm not saying be buddy with everyone or your boss or your leadership or the interviewer. Sometimes they want someone who is assertive, confident, who's not going to try to blend in, someone who's going to be their own identity. But there's still a level of humility and vulnerability that you bring to your everyday life. A certain level of gratitude that you bring to everyday life. But, entitlement will automatically, and in most cases, quickly disqualify you from getting to what you actually want. And you'd be surprised the power of a simple smile, how far that gets you. It's disarming. That's the purpose of the smile, is to disarm people. Everybody puts their defense down when you see a smile. We watch the NBA and we love seeing somebody smile. Like, everybody's all grumpy and mad and Everybody looking at Kobe and Derrick Rose, and you have these people that typically don't smile when they're playing, but every now and then you get a little glimpse. That's why people love Steph Curry, Giannis, Jokic. We love the smiling people. Kevin Hart's, versus Paul Mooney's. Two different personalities, both funny as hell, but most people gravitate towards the Kevin Hart because he smiles. He smiles. Something I'm working on. Preaching to the choir. So yeah, sometimes to get what you want, you might have to change something about yourself. We all have a solution in mind that involves someone else changing. But what if you're supposed to change something right there where you don't want to change? That one thing that I don't want to change that about myself. That's the one thing you got to change. You got to sacrifice that one piece of you that you don't want to. That's the part we need right there to change. For me, it's my arrogance, it's my pride, it's my competence, it's my Sometimes I got to dial that back and increase the curiosity, the vulnerability, smiling, engaging in conversation that I don't want to participate in. Sometimes that's my job, is to change that one piece about me that I got my noise canceling headphones on. I don't want to. I don't want to change. I don't want to adjust. I don't want to be bothered. Maybe that's the piece of me that needs to. That's the barrier to what I want. I read every comment I get on this channel. Every comment that pops up, it comes across my phone because I filtered through them. I pay attention to what people give me feedback on. I liked this that you did. I didn't like this about why do you look so depressed? Why you look sad? I pay attention to those because in most cases they're being honest. They're just observing a random person who doesn't smile. So I got to work on. So yeah, don't be afraid to change something about yourself to get what you want. I'm not saying being fake. I'm saying adapt. Adapt.